Yes, guys. Hope everyone is doing good. Yeah, I've not been on the internet for a long time. I've been working very hard this last week and stuff like that during the international break, getting stuff done. So I apologize for the long wait between videos. But also, if I've got nothing to speak about and I'm not feeling it, I'm not going to do it. I want to feel good about when I do these things. Obviously, it's not my job and all that stuff. But yeah, also for the comments, I will be going through them as you watch this. I promise. I have just been busy. But yeah, the January transfer window is here, almost a month away-ish. It's time to talk about what the plan is for that. This is not a scouting report. This is none of this. This is aspects of that, and I'll give some names always. But this is about the window, what we need to do, are we prepared, what profiles do we need, if any, how do we identify that, or how do I identify what we need? But yeah, this is the plan. Let's just get straight into it. First of all, just really quickly, I'm really boring. I kind of just, this just helps me visualize everything. You know, I work visually. I need to see things visually in numbers and then abbreviations, stuff like that. Also, if there's any spelling mistakes, please just allow it. I've rushed the spelling side of this, and my Grammarly wasn't working anyway. Like I said, busy. But yeah, these are the numbers of players we've got. So you look at each position: 3 goalkeepers, 4 fullbacks, 4 centre backs, 6 central midfielders. That includes the 6 and the 8. 3 attacking midfielders, 4 wide forwards, wingers, and 3 strikers. And it's important just to visualize that and see the balance and potentially see where the issue might be. Now let's break each of them individual roles down. So obviously I've got the tactics board back, and now each position, as you can see, I put on the pitch, is different. So the red are players that are hardly used or not available to be used or not trusted. Yellow is backup. Green, obviously, start, and blue is injured. This is the squad right now, as it looks in terms of how I've channeled it in the colours. Now, for me, when you look through the squad and look at them numbers I've shown, the goalkeeper position, I know everyone's going to mention the goalkeeper. We're not going to do it. It's pointless wasting my time when looking for goalkeepers. I just don't think we're going to do it, whether we need to or not. We're not going to. We're going to build around that, for me, anyway. Centre-back is the first bit. There's a few problems and there's a few things I think we need to definitely address and a few little issues we need to sort out. Look at goalkeeper real quick. Done that. Centre-back, you're looking at that and it's not bad. My problem is, of course, if there is an injury to draw a road on, then you're really looking at that right-sided centre-back. It's probably Gulavogi. Will he play there? Is he available to play there? You mentioned what Farker said previously about a guy who can play centre-back. So I'm assuming he will be the backup there, which is fine. The issue for me is if Foba goes. Because if Foba goes, and I've said this because he's not played, I know he's injured, but we've not heard or said much about, seen much. I don't think he'll want to play on the bench given he started in the Bundesliga last year. That's my only thinking behind that. So if that is possible, you definitely need to bring someone in my opinion, or we will be held short on that. So that's one area of concern. Fullback, I'm all right with. That shouldn't say Gulavogi, that should say Schmidt. I don't know why that. This is Schmidt. I don't know why that says Gulavogi. This is Schmidt. I must have changed the name. So you've got Schmidt, Bogle, Byron, Thurpo. Now, of course, Schmidt not playing so much recently. But as an option, is a very good one. Again, on the other side, you have Byron. You could argue, potentially, you might need a left-sided backup for Thurpo. That's fair enough. That's an option, obviously. Going into midfield, looking at the 8s and the 6s. They're all here. Obviously, we've got the 2 big injuries right now. If they're back, you're looking at the kind of midfield shape here, and it's very stacked. You've got 5 midfielders there that are very all capable in their own way. You've got a young guy coming through, learning from the experience of all these guys. But right now, you're looking at the situation. Also, a lot of them that can play each other's position. Right now, though, you're looking at this situation here. Really, you have 2 starters in Tanaka and Rothwell. You have a free agent coming in, Gulavogi, who we like. We've also got Charlie Crew, who's very young, who's not going to be trusted that much this season. But really, in terms of valuable options, right now, you kind of have 3. Is that an area of concern for me? Not really at the moment. But it's still something you have to look at and keep an eye on. If you get an injury to Tanaka or Rothwell, then and they're longer term, you're kind of looking at that thinking something there. Wingers are fine. There's two caveats to this. Solomon remains fit and gets his sharpness and gets to the level I know he can be at. Ramazani gets back quick and stays fit. And then you've got these two, Nanta and James, who are very strong. They're all right, and we'll talk about them in more detail. This is the problem. These two positions here, N and the striker. Real quick on this one, because I'm going to go into more detail in a minute about the profiles we could get. Gelhardt isn't used, isn't trusted, probably not good enough for what we're looking for right now in his career. He needs to go somewhere and play football. Chambers, again, a really talented young player, really talented. And maybe he's one that will surprise a few and might play the second half of the season. I hope so. I know he played on the right for Leeds, but he's very, very good centrally. Been very good the last few years. He's really developed. So he might be a surprise. But you take them away, any real trusted midfielder now, keep an eye on him, by the way, is Aronson. Hero's not played there this season. He is the 9 this year. You've only really got Aronson. So this is the key part for me. And again, we'll go into more detail in a second. And then the striker, Bamford just isn't fit. And when he plays, he just doesn't look like his body can carry him, to be honest. Mateo Joseph, Perot, the talk, the chat. Do we get someone in? Are they good enough? This is what this video is going to go into. Now we're going to go into each individual in more detail right now. So yeah, missing profiles. There is an M there. It's just like beneath my head. And below me is right back. Just clarify. Now this is how I figure it out. So you look at the right back position. This is how I like to visualize it. Bogle Schmidt, and this is just my opinion. The club might think I'm talking out my backside. That's absolutely fine. This is just how I do things at a basic, simple level and then build off. Do you know what I mean? I like to have basic, simple things in front of me and then I can help think and build off them with my own brain. That's how I work. I'm weird. Bogle Schmidt, right back. The question, you go down the arrow, the question is Schmidt a fullback under Daniel Farke? Can Bogle stay fit? So each position, I'm giving questions as to what we may need and what the potential risk is with sticking with just these. Is Schmidt a fullback? Important question. Is Schmidt a fullback? Daniel Farke's not played in fullback, really. Played him more higher up. Now, Schmidt is a very capable player, let me just say this. He's very good on the ball. He almost moves, and the way he thinks about the game isn't really traditional fullback. Like I keep mentioning Rico Lewis, that type of player. He is a fullback, but is he? Do you know what I mean? Very comfortable centrally. Maybe Farke likes him higher up the pitch. But if that's the case, or he's not ready to play fullback for Leeds United yet, based on what Farke sees, then there's a question, do you need the backup? Can Bogle stay fit? A thing we've seen in the last few years of his career. He struggles to stay fit right now. He's looking very good, and touch wood, he stays that. But at the end of the day, I've gone down, I've thought about it, and for me, not a problem. Because we do have good cover, we have good players, that's the key part. Schmidt is a very good player, Bogle is a very good player in that position. Byram can cover right back. So not a problem for me. F rating, which is the lowest, don't need to look into it just yet. If anything changes, obviously. Rodon. Question is DeBayo fit? Obviously, I should have put DeBayo in there as well with Rodon. But is DeBayo ready? Not fit. Is he ready? I don't think right now. I think he's got a lot of developing to go. Gulavogi an option? Yes. Outcome? Not a problem. But one to potentially keep an eye on. But not a problem. I've given an E. Not really a problem for me. Gulavogi is a good backup. Rodon's fitness is immaculate. He plays most games, so it's not an issue. It's fine for me in that sense. Left centre back, Stroik, Wober. Two good players. Will Wober stay? That's the question. Drought remains fit. Another question. These are the two big things. Great players, good depth. Will Wober stay? A guy who played week in, week out in the Bundesliga, is genuinely one of the better players in the Bundesliga last season. Will he want to stay on the bench in the Championship? Will he slightly push for a move? Will the club be willing to sell him if the right bid comes in? That's the question. I put not a problem. But Wober in brackets. This depends on him. If Wober goes, definitely need a backup, without a doubt. Because then, if Wober goes, your only backup at centre-back is when Ampadu's back fit. And a youth product. And a midfielder in Gulavogi. Square pairs, round holes. let's just, if that's an issue we need to solve, go solve it. Don't mess around. You know what I mean? That's kind of the mindset I'm in right now. Byron Firpo, left back up left footer, left back, maybe. That's one thing I'm considering. But in the grand scheme of things, not a problem. So defensively, we look all right. It's just the Voba situation. And maybe this is just short term. Let me just clarify this. This planning is short term for the window to the end of the season. This is not me planning for long term. This is a short term kind of idea. But you have to look into this, obviously. The club might look long term, might get a younger guy in there with capabilities who can come in, get a few minutes. Midfield, and by the way, just clarify, we are going to go into some profiles in a minute and what they need. Just going through the squad. Defensive midfield, Ampadu, Tanaka, Gruev, Kraliku, Gulavogi. They don't all play there, but they all can is the key, and they all will in this, and they all suit the system in that position. The question is, when will Ampadu, Gruev be back? Is Crew an option? Because you take Gruev and Ampadu not being back for maybe 2 or 3 more months, especially Gruev, and Crew isn't really an option, a trusted option for Farke. You could argue you're quite short there. You've only really got then 2 fit guys in Tanaka and Gulavogi. But if Ampadu comes back, you've still got space to think, you know? There's still options there. There's still good options there. So for me, not a problem at all. Midfield, Rothwell, Tanaka, Gruev. Gruev has played there. Not really an 8 for me, still a 6, but has played there. Played there well at the start of the season. Tanaka, Rothwell, both can play there very, very well. Is it enough? Is my question. You're looking at 1 injury there. Gruev's already out. If you get Tanaka out, you've got 1 option. Gulavogi, Crew, not really an 8 in this system. That is something that could be an issue if an injury was to arise. But, touch wood again, the guys look pretty good. We do have decent depth. So not a problem, but a D. Definitely one to just keep a closer eye on. Just have people ready, or maybe even go for it at the end of the window if there's an opportunity. I'm not saying we will, and I don't think we will. It's just to watch, you know. The midfielder, the attacking midfielder, sorry, and the wide forwards, the wingers. Now, this is where it gets a bit interesting. Just going to move my head back up there. The right forward is beneath my head. Left forward first, or winger, left winger, left wide forward, whatever you want to call it. Solomon, Ramazani, Nonto. Those are the 3. Question. Can they stay fit? Also, no left-footed profile. See, rating could be an issue. Solomon doesn't stay fit if he can never get that sharpness back. You know, come January. Ramazani's back, but isn't fit. You know, Solomon is out. You are looking a little short there. You don't really have an option off the bench then. Because obviously James will come in or Ramzani's in there. Not us playing, you've got 1 option on the bench. That's my question. That's the problem. That's the issue here. That's what we're trying to figure out. Is it worth the risk of not getting 1 in? Are we relying on Solomon to be fit? Will he be fit? These are the things that would concern, obviously, the recruitment team. But, of course, they knew this before he came in. The risk of the player, like Solomon, is he's not played much in 2 years because of injury. He has the quality, but he's not got the consistency in performance because he's always injured. He cannot find that sharpness, that confidence. It's about him. If he can stay fit and we get Ramazani back, you're looking at our wing options and thinking it's insane. Solomon, Ramazani, Nonto, James as a wing option is an absolute joke in this league. An absolute joke. But there's a big problem there if those 2 things of injuries do not come through. Also, I think we do lack a profile of a left-footed player on the wing. We don't have one. That's a bit of an issue for me. Different thinking that the defenders have when they bring a left footer on. Could be an issue. C. I think it's just one to keep a close eye on. Now, attacking midfield. Probably the one, right? We've got Aronson, Gelhardt, Chambers. Are they being used? Gelhardt, Chambers, not really. Gelhardt, not at all. Chambers, last 5 minutes of games. Very young player as well. Second problem, different profile. I think we need a different profile in there. You look at most of our positions, we have alternative profiles or different players or players that work really well. I think that 10 role is something that Daniel Farke has mentioned a lot. And you look at every single 10 he's had for the most part anyway. A lot of them are bigger physical profiles. Now he likes a small technical player like Aronson, He also likes a big physical profile who will stay centrally, press that back line, push on that back line with the number 9. Just like he did at Norwich, Borussia Mönchengladbach, even his youth days at Borussia Dortmund. Big physical profiles who pushed with the striker. Aaronson doesn't do that. He likes to drift wide or deep. Stays in that 10 role, which is fine, obviously. When he drifts wide, you losing that central presence. Barker likes that. Area to fit. Should say fix. A. Going in the window for me, that's probably the most important sector, I'll be honest. I think we lack a profile, we lack the depth and different option in that area. Right wing, similar to the left. I'm not going to talk too much. Not a problem, but I'm still looking at a left-footed profile. We don't have a left-footed player. I think it's needed. Striker, real quick. Before we get into more details about individual players. Now, Bro Joseph Bamford, is there a settled number 1? Do they fit the profile? These are the questions. Bamford's injured all the time. Never fit. So count him out. You've got 2. Pirro and Joseph. Potential issue to solve for me. B. This is what we need. There we have. We have quick, agile, strong on the ball. Driving, sorry. So this is Aronson's profile. And these are the 2 next to him. Quick, agile, strong on the ball. In terms of ball driving, driving with the ball, finding space and driving with it. Excellent out of possession, OPP, out of possession, top work rate. These are the good sides of Aronson. These are the profile that we have, and this is what I like about him. Now, the issues and the things we need to solve, drifts wide and inconsistency in terms of end product. Is wasteful on the ball at times. Isn't the best in terms of end product yet. Needs to find consistency there. And then you look at the other 2. Joffy isn't used. Chambers is a young player. This is the profile we need to help and be an option in this team to give us a different dynamic. Tall physical presence who can stay central. That's important to me. It's important to Farker in his career. A tall physical guy who is a central presence throughout the game, whether that's on the back line or deeper, or even dropping into midfield if needed. Real presence, a big, tall, physical presence. Not really a lump, but a big, tall guy who's got physicality, a bit of pace, a bit of power, a bit of quality. Also, the other side of it is a technical 10. Aronson is that, but I mean one with real end product, consistent end product. A game winner. Aronson could be that for me, but he's not shown that yet in his career in terms of consistent end product. Consistency in that final third. Excellent driving with the ball. Really hard worker. Really good technical skills, close dribbling. Smart player as well, that is underrated. It's not the ideal fit for what Daniel Farker wants. And then the second one from that list is a striker. Areas to address. You've got Mateo Joseph, the star. Was it Pirro? Who knows? Young with potential, of course. Like I said, there's probably spelling mistakes in here. I apologise. I'm rushing to do this. I have busy times. Great range of movement, always learning. As a young player, and you don't want to hinder that. If you bring another young player in, there's potential that another young player coming in can hinder his development, especially if it's the same age and they're going for the same trajectory. That's a problem, right? Could be. But this is football. Does the player fit what the manager needs? Is he giving what the manager wants? He is young potential. He's always learning, Mateo. He's always learning. Changed his game a lot since when he's grown. Since he first came, he's changed his game a lot. Downside, he's missing chances. You can argue about service, of course, but he's missing chances. Let's not beat around the bush. He's missing chances. He knows that as well. He's scoring some, yeah, but he's still missing some big ones. On the other hand, you have Joe Pirro, club's best finisher, probably one in the best in the league, to be honest. That's what he's got. He does other parts as well. They're just the main criteria here. I'm not like delving into it. But lacks decisive movement for me. So you've got 2 different profiles. Bamford always injured. Let's look at the ideal profile that maybe we should look into. A clinical finisher, obviously, with smart and efficient movement and effective movement. Now, I'm not looking for someone who's world class and can do everything. There's players out there who know how to score, have a big, strong physical presence like Matteo, who have scored this year, who have consistently got it. That's the thing. That's what you're looking for. Matteo can be that. That's the point. But the question is, right now, in the next 3 or 4 months going into the Premier League, can he be that? That's the key. Not will he? Probably yes. He's very talented. Will he be that in the next 3 or 4 months? You could get to the end of the 3 or 4 months, and he could only be on 3 or 4 goals, and you're thinking, right, we really missed that clinical player up there. Something to address. And the final main thing to address for me, again, I'm pretty sure I've seen a few spelling mistakes. I apologise. I don't know what my head's doing. Like I said, I'm rushing. All right. Main areas to address in the transfer market: a left-footed attacker. Tonto, right-footed. Solomon, right-footed. Ramazani, right-footed. James, right-footed. We need a left-footed attacker. When I say attacker, I don't mean striker. I mean 3 behind. For me, we need a winger that's left-footed. Can play either side, has end product, can stay fit, accept the role he has, that he might not be a starter, but he will always be an option, and a game changer. Don't think we have enough of them when we have injuries. Those are the 3 profiles I think we really need to focus on. These are leagues to do it, or the leagues that I think are more viable in January. Obviously, the Premier League loan is the biggest one. If you can go to the Premier League loan market, huge. Absolutely huge. That's probably where I'd say get to. And look, let me just clarify this again. I'm not saying we're going to get loads of players in. I actually don't think we'll get anyone, I'll be honest. Maybe one, maybe. I don't think we'll go crazy. It's just to be on edge and be watching and understand the situation and be ready to strike if we need to. The Premier League loan's huge. Premier League 2, the Youth League. 2 or 3 players in there that are really high level. They're not getting in their sides because their sides are some of the best teams in the world. Bundesliga and Bundesliga 2. Yeah. Obviously, I love that league. Some talent in there. Where we got Tanaka from. EU leagues, again, the Bundesliga and some of them, obviously, you've got Portugal, Eredivisie, all those leagues. And then some Scandinavian leagues, potentially. To me, the main ones is obviously the Premier League loans. League 1. 1 or 2 players in League 1 I really like. And obviously, we've got some names and profiles of these players just mixed in, just some quick ideas, no thought, gone really into this, just some players that came to my head. Billing at Bournemouth, Brooks, Enciso. If we could get someone, just a short loan for 4 months to the end of the window for a player that's not played. You're not buying him, you're not getting him, he just needs to play football. This is my thinking. A player like that would be an absolute joke. Absolute joke, honestly, it would be crazy. We've got Lempele there for Cologne, who's scored dozens of goals this season. Downs as well, who's scored a lot of goals. That Cologne right partnership is a joke. Reese, Meza, and Duradai, all in Bundesliga. We've got Premier League, Bundesliga, and then the second page, we've got these are just some names. We've got Nubel down here, below my head. Really technical 10 for Mainz. We've got Sayeb also for Mainz. He's on loan there though, so probably would be hard to get. McNulty, left-sided centre-back, doing really well in the Eredivisie this season. You know, you've got O'Reilly. If you've not heard of Nico O'Reilly, by the way, what a player. Don't know if he's at the level of Championship yet, but what a player. Will Lancashire, Asgard. I really like Asgard. Really like a really Barker player. Trust me, that number 10 role would suit him so well. And then McAtee. But yeah, people, look, these are just some quick fire names. I'll do more stuff and I'll do my lists and my scout reports as mid to end December comes and we get into January. I'll analyse the situation again and go through those. But right now, that's just some names, good players. Are they realistic or not? It's not the point. Just some names, just some ideas out there of what we might need. This is just my opinion as well on the profiles we might need. 3 main ones. And also watching that centre-back just to see what happens there. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate all the support. I will be reading through the comments. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye-bye.